Who is the Draco 7-foot tournament billiard table actually good for? Who should walk away? And does the price make sense for a family that just wants a decent game night every now and then? Those are the three questions that keep popping up whenever anyone starts scrolling through pool tables online. I've been watching a lot of buyer forums, reading a few long-form reviews, and even talking to a couple of people who have set up a home table in the last year, so I feel like I can give you a grounded answer instead of just rattling off the specs. Link is in the description if you want to check the product details on Amazon. First off, let's talk about the core dilemma most of us face. You want a table that feels real enough to practice your break and your spin, but you also have to consider the space you actually have, the floor condition, and whether you're willing to move a piece of furniture that weighs a few hundred pounds. The Draco is marketed as a professional competition table, and that claim is mostly about the dimensions. At 7 feet, it sits right in the sweet spot for tournament legal play. Most barroom tables are 8 feet, but a 7-foot table still lets you run a proper rack of balls and practice the angles you'd see in a league setting. If you've ever tried to play on a half-size table and found your shots falling short, you'll notice the difference immediately on the Draco. Now, who should consider buying this? If you're a player who actually drills regularly, or you're setting up a dedicated game room where you can leave the table set up most of the time, the Draco checks a lot of boxes. The non-slip design on the base means the table stays put even when you're hitting powerful breaks. That's a big win for anyone who's ever had a table wobble on a wooden floor and ended up with a miscued shot. The package also includes a set of accessories: cue sticks, a triangle, and a rack of balls, so you're not forced to hunt for those items separately. For a family that wants to host occasional tournaments with friends, having everything in the box simplifies the initial investment. On the flip side, if you're looking for a casual piece of furniture that you can fold away after a game of just one round, this isn't the right fit. The Draco's 7-foot footprint translates to roughly 73.5 feet of playing surface, plus a few inches on each side for the rails. That means you need a room that's at least 139 feet to swing a cue comfortably without hitting walls. Many apartment dwellers or people who are only interested in a quick game after dinner will find the space requirement a deal breaker. And because the table is built for stability rather than portability, the easy setup claim is relative. You'll still need at least 2 strong people to lift the legs into place and level the slate. If you're renting or expect to move the table frequently, you'll likely end up paying for a professional moving service. Let's dig into the practical strengths that matter once you've gotten the table out of the box. The most noticeable is the feel of the cloth. The red felt on the Draco is thicker than the cheap polyester you see on budget models, and that translates to a smoother roll. I've watched a couple of friends who are regulars at a local league play a few practice drills on this table, and they both said the cue ball behaved more predictably than on their 5-foot home tables. The realistic play label isn't just marketing fluff, it's the result of the slate being pre-leveled during manufacturing, which saves you the headache of spending a weekend with a spirit level and a shim. For someone serious about improving their spin control, that consistency is priceless. Another strong point is the non-slip base. The table uses rubberized foot pads that lock into most hardwood or laminate flooring, reducing the chance that the frame shifts under the impact of a heavy break. In a home setting, that means fewer moments where you have to pause and relevel the table after an intense game. It also lessens the wear on your floor, a subtle benefit if you have delicate flooring you want to protect. The included accessories are worth a mention, too. You get a set of cues that feel solid enough for practice, a triangle that sits flush with the rails, and a full set of balls with a decent finish. It's not a professional-grade cue set, but for a family or a group of friends it eliminates the need to purchase those items separately. That bundled approach adds tangible value, especially if you're starting from scratch. Now, the weaknesses, those are where the price starts to feel more scrutinized. The Draco is priced in the mid-range for a 7-foot table, which puts it above many budget options that sacrifice felt quality or come with flimsy frames. However, you're also paying for a table that isn't a full-size tournament model. The playing surface is a bit smaller.